Hello friends, welcome to Insights I Can Initiative and welcome to Weekly Current Issue week number 20. In this week, we are going to cover following 6 topics and the 7th topic will be the map pointing. These 6 topics which starts with DRESS syndrome related to SNT, then PM USHA scheme, government interventions, third one Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence SNT, Conference on Disarmament IR, Green OH 2050 project, Environment and International, River Cities Alliance. It is also the Environment and International Relations side. These 6 topics we are going to discuss. Then finally we end with the map pointing related to Armenia and Azerbaijan. You know that recently, in the recent past, these two countries are fighting over the territory. Now they reached to the peace agreement. Of course, it's a welcome move, we can say. Now we go to the first topic, DRESS syndrome. As you look at here, it is related to human biology, point number 1. And the second, it is a sensitive reaction. When a particular human being is administered with few drugs, these sensitive reactions trigger in the human body, which resulted to skin rashes, and further if the treatment is not stopped, then that hypersensitive reactions, it will spread to the organs such as lung, heart, liver, apart from the skin, and it may be fatal enough even to kill the person as well. The treatment for this disease is only whichever the drugs causing that hypersensitivity, those drugs should be stopped from the treatment. That is the only treatment. Now, why we are discussing? In India, a particular drug may be, it is causing this kind of DRESS syndrome in certain people. That is what the announcement done by the authorities. Let's see which drug that is. Now, let's see the drug mefenamic acid, which popularly known as Meftol, very popular drug in the Indian market. The Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission IPC, it alerted that mefenamic acid, popularly Meftol, it is causing the drug reactions with eosinophilia and systematic symptoms. You have to be very clear with this full form also. Drug reaction with eosinophilia, you know that eosinophilia is something associated with the WBC. WBC count will increase. Eosinophils, basophils, neutrophils. These are the WBC with without any granules. Okay. Whereas with granules, lymphocyte monocytes are the ones without granules. And here this one is mainly due to the adverse drug reaction due to Meftol. Now this particular syndrome, it is severe as well as a potential and life-threatening hypersensitivity reaction. Apart from skin, other organs such as liver, lungs and kidneys also will be affected in this disease. Causes mainly due to the wide range of drugs. When a particular human being is administered with certain drugs, when those drugs are related to, cause the interaction that may related to this hypersensitivity. Popular drugs related to this syndrome, anti-epileptic drugs, antibiotics, allopurinol and NSAIDs. The topic, whatever the drug we are discussing in this topic, Meftol, it is a popular painkiller we use in our medicine. Treatment, the only treatment is whichever the drugs causing this hypersensitivity, those drugs should be stopped from administration. This is the topic number 1. Second topic, PM USHA. This is about Pradhan Mantri Uchtar Shiksha Abhiyan. Recently, Government of India, they given directions to Odisha government to start the proceedings of memorandum of understanding with this particular scheme. Now in Odisha, this particular scheme is not implementing fully. Now as an aspirant, first you have to know this scheme is related to which area? It is related to education. To improve the quality in education, especially in the backward areas, this scheme has been launched. Now you know that in Odisha, certain areas are backward as well as they were suffering from left-wing extremism. In these areas, it is very imperative to develop the education. For that, this scheme is very essential and the Odisha government, it is the need of the hour to sign this MOU. Now let's see. Union Education Minister, they urged Odisha CM to implement the PM USHA scheme so that the quality as well as the enhancement of the higher education can be done in the underserved areas. Objective. The main objective of this particular scheme is improving the access, equity and excellence in the higher education. Always remember, this particular scheme is related to higher education. That you have to remember. In MCQs, that plays very important role. Previously, this scheme used to be there in the UPA government, that at that time This scheme name was Rashtriya Uchtar Shiksha Abhiyan. Then it changed to PM USHA, so that it can, and now it is, this particular scheme is in align with National Education Policy of 2020. This scheme is approved till 31st March 2026, and the money allocated for this scheme is around 12,926 crores. Key components of this scheme is about the targeting about improving the gross enrollment ratio in the higher education, and especially in the SC/ST population and the regions affected by the left-wing extremism. By improving the education in the left-wing extremism areas, even we can reduce the left-wing extremism, and further we can improve the internal security of the nation as well. The third one is regarding the artificial intelligence. Recently, meeting happens on the artificial intelligence and how it is related to India, we are going to discuss. And what is this meeting name? We know that nowadays artificial intelligence in news, both for good as well as the bad reasons. Especially regarding the bad reasons, they are related to the aftermath of this deep fake video. Let's see. India is hosting, okay, very important. India is hosting what? Annual Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence Summit, okay, between December 12th to 14th, 2023. The working group will initially focus on 4 themes. This particular group, it is going to be focused on following 4 themes. Responsible artificial intelligence, because you know that artificial intelligence is getting misused in the form of the deepfake video. Data governance, how it can be useful in the governance, future of work, and how it can improve the future of governance as well as the work in general. Innovation and commercialization, how AI can be implemented in the commercial aspect of the economy. These issues are going to be discussed in this meeting. Main objective, the main objective is about bridge the gap between the theory and practice on the AI. Okay, that means it is facilitating the implementation of AI in real life. Okay, and this particular program, this particular global partnership, it was launched in 2020. Members is, you know, like membership is open to all the countries, including the emerging as well as the developing countries. Why I am mentioning this is, it is not exclusively related to developed countries. Even the developing countries also, they can get the membership in this grouping. Member countries, at the moment 28 member countries are there, including the European Union as well as India. India is one of the founding member of this particular grouping. The secretariat of this grouping is hosted by Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, which is located at Paris. That organization is now sharing the secretariat to this particular global grouping. This is about the global partnership on artificial intelligence. Now the next topic is regarding the disarmament, okay, discouraging the arms. You know that students, by promoting the disarmament, we can promote the international peace and security. Now we are going to discuss about one group of disarmament. You know that already there are certain initiatives regarding the disarmament, such as non-proliferation treaty, okay, as well as CBDT, you know, like comprehensive CTBT, comprehensive test ban treaty. Like that, some treaties are already there. Now we are going to discuss about Conference on Disarmament. Indian Foreign Secretary and UN Under Secretary General recently they exchanged their views on the Conference on Disarmament, where India is going to assume the first presidency for the 2024 session. Okay, for this conference, which is going to be held in 2024 UN General Assembly meetings, further session India is going to host. India is going to take the lead for this particular session. This Conference on Disarmament, CD, it was formed in 1979 after the UN General Assembly session in 1978. 1978 special session of the UN General Assembly, the special session was mainly focused on the disarmament and how to reduce the global arms. After that session was concluded, in the next year 1979, this particular Conference on Disarmament was started. Relation with UNO. This Conference on Disarmament, it is independent, but the secretariat to this one is helped by or appointed by UN Secretary General. The secretary to this Conference on Disarmament is appointed by UN Secretary General. Major multilateral agreements related to reduction of arms, they are Non-Proliferation Treaty regarding the nuclear weapons and Convention on the Proliferation of development, production and stockpiling of biological and toxin weapons and their destruction, that is about the BWBC. Then Convention on the Prohibition of Development, Production, Stockpiling and Use of Chemical Weapons and their destruction, CWBC. Chemical weapons, biological weapons, nuclear weapons and Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, CTBT, testing of nuclear weapons. These are the existing treaties which are aiming towards the global disarmament. Okay. Next, the focused areas: cessation of the nuclear arm race. Okay, the nuclear arm race should be stopped. Prevention of nuclear war. Okay, and prevention of arm race in the outer space as well. Okay, in the outer space, that means in space, arms race should be prevented. For that only, of course, there are some outer space treaty was also there to prevent the arm race in space between the Russia and USA during the Cold War time. This working mechanism, this conference comprised of around 65 member countries, including the 5 NPT nuclear weapon states. What are the NPT nuclear weapon states? Those are the 5 ones which are having the membership in the UN Security Council. Then 60 other countries. Even the non-member countries also, they can join. And 3 sessions each year. Regarding this, 3 sessions will be held in every year. And the next year, India is going to host one of the session in UN General Assembly. This is about conference and disarmament. Next one, it is regarding the Green OH 2050. This particular topic is regarding the reduction of greenhouse gases or greenhouse gases emissions from the shipping. Regarding this, let's see what are the recent developments. Actually, India is given a status, a category. That category is known as pioneered led country. It is one of the category given under the Green OH project. If the country is contributing somewhat in reduction of greenhouse gases from the shipping. Now, India is given the pioneer led country as a part of the International Maritime Organization's initiative Green OH 2050 project. What is the main objective of this project? To implement the International Maritime Organization's greenhouse gas emission strategy, and it provides technology to developing countries so that they can reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, especially from the shipping. You know that by reducing the greenhouse gases from shipping, we can reduce the greenhouse gases in oceanic waters. Target. The target of this particular Green OH 2050 is about at least reduce 50% of emissions which are coming from ships compared to the 2008 level. This project also is going to support MARPOL Annex 6 compliance. This MARPOL 6 is related to carbon emissions which are coming out of the ships to reduce the air pollution out of the ships. MARPOL 6 and Annex partnering countries. These are the partnering countries including India. Initially, a country will be given the membership category of new pilot country. Then, if the country's commitments are high level enough, then the country will be given the pioneer pilot country. Funding for this, especially Norway is playing very instrumental role in this project. Norway is playing significant amount of the funding. This funding is mainly done by the Norwegian Ministry of Climate and Environment. They are contributing around 64.5 million kronas. Krona is a currency of Norway. So this is about the Green OH 2050 project, targeted years and the status given to India. Now the next one, 6th one, River Cities Alliance, a city-led movement. You know, the most interesting aspect of this project is, in India, this project will be implemented by 2 ministries, Ministry of Jal Shakti as well as the Ministry of Urban Development. The main purpose of this project is how to maintain the urban rivers in a very sustainable manner. You know that most of the urban rivers are subjected to pollution. So to prevent that, the sustainability of urban rivers, for that this River Cities Alliance was formed. Recently, our India's River Cities Alliance, we made an agreement with similar type of alliance in America. We'll see what is that alliance. National Mission for Clean Ganga, which is representing the River Cities Alliance. They signed Memorandum of Common Purpose with whom? With the Mississippi River Cities and Towns Initiative. The Mississippi River Cities and Town Initiative, it is an initiative which covers cities and towns which are present along the Mississippi River. How many cities and towns present? Around 124 cities and towns present along the Mississippi River in USA. With that alliance, India's River Cities Alliance, they made an agreement. This River Cities Alliance, it was launched in 2021. Ministries involved, Ministry of Jal Shakti and Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Objective: sustainable management of urban rivers, sharing best practices among the countries, and supporting innovation in maintaining the rivers in sustainable fashion. The alliance, it was launched initially with 30 cities, focused areas, improving the networking between the cities, capacity building towards the sustainability and technical support. Secretariat. The secretariat was set up at the National Institute for Urban Affairs. Here the secretariat for this River Cities Alliance is located. Okay. And now our seventh topic is Armenia and Azerbaijan. You know that recently, in the recent past, Armenia and Azerbaijan, they are fighting over the territorial gains. But luckily, now they reached to a peaceful agreement for the exchange of prisoners between the two nations. Okay. Of course, this was welcomed by European Union as well. In this context, you have to know the map pointing regarding the Armenia and Azerbaijan. Let's see. This is about Azerbaijan and Armenia. This particular one is Nagorno-Karabakh. It is claiming by Armenia and the adjacent areas are belong to Azerbaijan. Because of these overlapping territorial claims, because of that, there is a dispute going between these two nations for the territorial gain. This is about map pointing related to these two nations. Next, MCQ of yesterday's video. Consider the following statement related to Green Climate Fund. This fund was set up in 2010. No, it was about the Paris Climate Agreement. So first statement is wrong. Second, it was created to channel funding from developed countries to developing countries. Yes, for the developed countries to developing countries, money will be channelized. So statement 2 is right. So answer is only B. Next, today's video's question. What does DRESS syndrome stands for? What does this syndrome stands for? This is today's prelims question. Now, as we reach to the end of this video, let us revise which topics we discussed. In this video, we discussed about following 7 topics including the map pointing as well, and this is the detailed analysis related to weekly current affairs week number 20. Thank you.